Hi, my name's Amber and I'm here today to talk to you about work experience. LEBC are an educational charity set up to help bridge the gap between schools and colleges and the world of work. We do this through many ways, one of which is work experience. So what is work experience? So work experience is a 1-week opportunity for you to go out to see what a real working business is like. It is voluntary work, however the skills and knowledge that you get to learn whilst you're there are really important to take with you on your future career. So you all have the opportunity to take part in work experience. Your placement date is the 13th of May 2024. It might seem a long way away, however we do need to really get going with the process and get this started. There are many benefits to work experience, one of these being the ability to see and work within a real working business. So some of you may already have part-time jobs, however this will help you to sort of see if the real working world and the business that you would like to go into is what you expect. It could lead to part-time work or an apprenticeship as well, so we do see a lot of work experience students who do get offered part-time work following on from their work experience week. It is a great experience to put on your future applications as well. So when you apply to colleges and universities, it is great to help you stand out on future applications. Understanding realistic working expectations, so your hours that you have to work, when you're allowed to go on your lunch break, understanding what it's like to work within a real business. Some of you may already do this with part-time jobs, some of you may have never worked within a real business before. It is a great chance to start networking in your local community as well, building those relationships with employees that you may work with in the future, and also the community that is around you, as you may also connect with people that you would like to possibly work with for in the future. A great chance to see if a job sector is what you expected as well, so you might have your heart set on a specific job sector you would like to go into in the future. However, you go into your work experience there and either absolutely love it and continue to want to do that in the future, or you could go there and say, actually, this might not be what I want to go into in the future now that I've done that work experience placement. Work experience also helps with boosting your transferable skills. So on this page, you may see some skills that you think, oh, I'm really good at those. However, doing your work experience will really help you to build on those. So communication, building those relationships and communicating with people that you have possibly never communicated with before. Time management, so making sure that you're always on time. It's not good to be late to your work experience at all. So making sure that you plan your route of how you're going to get there and also your time management whilst you're there. Team working skills, you may think, oh, I work really well within a team at the moment. However, you will build on those and work with lots of different people throughout your work experience. Resilience, so making sure that you do keep going, you do keep trying your hardest whilst you're on work experience. We know that it can be challenging at times. However, being resilient will really help. And these transferable skills, again, you can take with you in the real working world. Building your confidence, so like I say, talking to people that you've possibly never spoken to before, but also putting your ideas forward and having the confidence to be able to do that as well. And adaptability, all really important transferable skills that you will take with you when you go onto your future career path. So on the screen now is what students have previously said about work experience. So 85% of students felt more confident about the world of work. 86% of students said they had developed new skills, and 87% of students felt they made a positive contribution to the workplace. So we do ask for feedback after your work experience placements, and this is just a few of the feedback that we have had from students previously taking part in work experience. So here on the screen are 3 really important documents for work experience. So you will all have access to the student guide to work experience, so the student directory. In here just details all of the information about the sectors that are available, but also the job roles available under those sectors as well. The LEBC main application form, so this is where LEBC will help to place you on work experience. And it just asks for a bit of information about yourself as well to enable us to support you whilst you're on your work experience placement. And the self-placement form, and I'll go into a bit more detail about self-placements in a few moments. So self-placement. So what is a self-placement? A self-placement is when you have a specific employer in mind that you would like to go and do your work experience placement with. So what should you do? So you should contact this employer and try to arrange booking in to do your work experience placement with them. So you can either do this via email, over the telephone, or popping into their offices. There are many benefits to a self-placement, one of which is you've shown your initiative and you've shown that you're really keen to go and do your work experience placement there by contacting them to arrange this. Another benefit of this is that the choice is yours, so you will be happy with where you go and do your work experience placement because you have chosen that placement as well. So this is the self-placement form, so you will all have access to this form. You'll need to get the employer to sign and complete this form. This must not be filled out by yourself. The form must then be returned into the school by the deadline of the 2nd of October. All employees must have employer's liability insurance. These 2 boxes for insurance must be ticked, otherwise LEBC cannot go out and do the health and safety visit. So the LEBC application form. So you will all have a copy of this application form. Please fill it in with as much detail as possible. Have a look through the student directory and make your 3 sector choices. You can have a maximum of 1 sector in section 2. This is because they are very high demand placements and sectors as well. So for example, information technology, so IT, we do see a lot of employees now hybrid work, so these are quite hard placements to find. So if this industry is what you would like to go into, we do advise a self-placement form for this. So travel areas. On the main application form, you will have to list and circle travel areas that you are able to get to. So think about where you live. Some sectors are more difficult to secure depending on where you live as well. So think about what is in your local area, what are your bus routes, and are you able to get a lift with parents at all? Whether you bike or you walk, just make sure that the area that you can get to, you have circled those, and we do ask for as many areas as possible, just so that we can make sure that we can get you a placement in your sector choices. Available placements. So on some occasions, we are unable to place you in your preferred sectors and travel areas. You will be able to select a placement from a bank of available placements. So this is where employers have agreed to take on a student from Northampton International Academy on the 13th of May. However, it may not be that it is within your travel areas or within your sector choices. However, there are many benefits to available placements as well. So previously on the screen, you can see now what our students say about available placements. So 92% of students felt supported by their employer. 82% of students noted an increase in their confidence, and 86% of students felt they made a positive contribution to the workplace. So whether it be that this isn't necessarily the sector that you would like to go into, they are still really beneficial placements for you as well, and still really good to put on your CV in future applications. So on the screen now are just a few employees that have supported work experience students from Northampton International Academy previously. So some of these on here may be of interest to you. However, some of these on here may not be. So we do just ask that you do take note of these if any of them are, and try and contact them for self-placements as well. If the employers on here don't interest you, then do have a Google about what is in your local area and try and contact those for a self-placement as well. So the reality of work experience, it isn't all glitz and glamour. There are limitations to what employers are allowed to let you do due to insurance purposes as well. So for example, if you would like to go and work in hairdressing, you won't be cutting and colouring hair. You may be shadowing skilled professionals, potentially washing clients' hairs, but also practicing on dolls as well. If you don't enjoy it, there is still a lot of value in the process and what you will learn. So you will take all these with you for future careers as well. So with your future applications, the skills that you learn, you will take with you. You will have the chance to see a real working environment and a good foundation to start building your future. So again, some of you may already have part-time jobs or have done work experience previously. However, some of you, this may be the first time to experience what the real working environment is like. COVID has impacted many different job sectors as well. So many employees now have a hybrid working approach. So this does affect the sectors such as IT and admin. So if these sectors are what you would like to go into, we do highly advise a self-placement for these ones. So what you need to know. So you will each receive paperwork regarding your work experience placement 4 to 6 weeks before you go out. You will need to keep this paperwork and take it with you on your first day of your placement. Interviews, so you will all need to call your employer to arrange a pre-placement interview. You'll then go in and meet your employer and go with your working hours and what is expected of you with the week as well. This is where you will be able to discuss what you'll need to wear, your lunch break, what you need to bring with you, and any sort of uniform that you will be expected to wear. Working hours and behaviours. So your working hours will be on the paperwork that is given to you. This also needs to be discussed with your employer at your pre-placement interview. So these working hours are set by your employer. We do also ask to make sure that you are respectful at all times and on your best behaviour. If employers do report this to ourselves at LEBC, we will always pass this on to the school as well, so they will be made aware of this. And don't be afraid to ask any relevant questions as well. It can often show that you are interested in the company and keen to learn more as well. So no question is a silly question. Do always ask those questions, because the employers do really ask that you do ask those questions and do get involved as well. So what happens next? So take a look at the student directory and the options that are available to you. You will also receive an application form and a self-placement form to complete. So if you would like to do the self-placement and you know somebody who you would like to go and do your work experience with, you will just need to fill out the self-placement form. However, if you would like LEBC to place you, you will just need to fill in the application form as well. So all of this paperwork will need to come back to your work experience coordinator that is displayed on the presentation now. So if you do have any further questions or would like to ask anything at all, please do get in touch with ourselves at LEBC or your work experience coordinator at the school. Thank you for listening, and if you do have any further questions, like I say, please do get in touch with ourselves at LEBC or your work experience coordinator at school.